Okay, we are live. Let's see if I can just make it a little bit brighter, like that. Yes, good morning. Well, it's morning here in Norway. I'm aware that this is a horrible time to do a live stream, but that's just how it is. Let's see here. Okay, people are joining the chat. That's wonderful. You need to be subscribed to this channel to be in the chat, and the reason for that is that, well, it's always wonderful to get new subscribers, but also it seems to work well when it comes to trolls and haters and things like that. So do subscribe to this channel. Also, we just got to 90,000 subscribers here on this channel, which is wonderful. And I never actually thought that would happen here on this channel. And I thought, to be honest with you, that it would be gone by now because of censorship on social media. But here we are. And well, Wolf Odin, good to see you as always. And it would be great to reach 100,000 subscribers, by the way. So let's get to the point here. Lies. Now, we have been talking about this before. And I have to use code words. And the last time I used the word medicine, that's not a good code word, is it? No. So I will come up with a new one now. Cocktail. The cocktail is what they promoted everyone to have because of the cough, like yeah, you know. So so I'll try to stick to those code words, and no, I will not be using the more commonly known code words because at this point, it's almost like you become paranoid, right? Because you start thinking, well, what if this platform here has a list of code words? I so I won't use that those commonly known code words. So okay, so here's the story. If you haven't been living under a rock for the last few months, you know that the numbers of people dying, it's just immense now. The mortality is way beyond, way higher and beyond what the norm. Okay, so one should ask then, why is that? Why is that happening? And also the number of people who have the cough, the cough, it seems to be higher than ever. Why is that? We need to ask why. Why is that? Because what people were told was that if you get, what was the code word again? It's getting complicated now. The cocktail. If you get the cocktail, you will not get the cough. That's what they said first, I believe, and then they said, if you get the cocktail, you might get the cough, but you won't get sick. And then they said, well, you will get the cough, but it will probably not be as bad if you get the cocktail. Now they're saying at least here in Norway, and I checked yesterday that we're not recommending more cocktails for people because it's a new variant of the cough that is more resistant to the cocktail. Yeah. Okay. It feels so stupid. I'm a grown man. I'm sitting here using code words like when you were a kid, when you played detective or something like that. So I'll get back to that. But first, I want to say something that is quite important to me. I don't like when people try to belittle and use names for those who chose to or were coerced or threatened into getting the cocktail. I don't like that. We need to understand that we must be better than that. Okay. And also, and I've seen this sometimes here and there, and even here in the chat, that those who got the cocktail deserve to get sick and die. I don't like to see that. That's don't go there. I'll get a little bit upset. Okay. Now, it's not a secret that I did not get the cocktail, but I said from the very start that that's an individual choice and it needs to remain an individual choice, and we must respect everyone's individual choice. So this is important to me. Now, here's my main point actually for this live stream. They're not testing anymore. Now, we can discuss the effectiveness and reliability of the tests, but the fact is, at least since I checked yesterday, in Norway, and I believe in most other countries, they are not testing for the cough. So they don't know how many people have the cough, do they? How convenient that must be. Because now there are no numbers that will prove that the cocktail was not effective. There are no numbers showing how we now probably are seeing an exponential growth of the spread of whatever we call it, whatever it is. Those numbers, how can they get any such numbers if they don't test? Now, again, the reliability and all that, let's put that aside here. For the sake of the argument, let's just say that those tests are at least an indicator of someone being infected or not. And I must say, if I was trying to hide the fact that a certain cocktail sold to people and that it was not effective, it turned out it wasn't effective, then I would certainly stop the testing so that there would be no proof of that. And this is how they are covering up their lies. And I will say this. This is no joke. People have died because they were threatened and coerced into taking certain cocktail. So it's not a joke, it's not funny. And these people need to be brought before court, and we need to get them into the legal system, and we need to, yeah, I won't finish that sentence because, yeah, I at this point I really want to keep this channel. It would be nice to keep this channel. Yeah, so you know what I mean. Now, we have the right to be angry, and we have the right to speak up. We have the right to call these people out for what they are, liars and worse. That's what they are. And I am talking about uh, the companies, big pharma, governments with their corrupt politicians, big company CEOs telling their employees, like Google, you have to get the cocktail or else you can't work here. Those people responsible for that must not be forgiven and will not be forgiven, because what they did there went against everything that is decent and right, and it honestly makes me furious when I think about it. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say, and I think this is quite important actually. I think that recognizing what's happening now is essential. Yeah, okay. I think the whole testing thing was foolish from the start, but why did they stop now? Why? It's obvious, because they don't want people to see that this cocktail that were forced upon people is ineffective. And if it's ineffective, then there must be consequences, right? Um, Robert G. Rava. Well, thanks a lot for the super chat. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot for that. That's very, very kind of you. Um, and by the way, I made a donation to Animals Asia after the last live stream, because I got a super chat of $100, and I thought, that organization helping animals in Asia, especially bears, they need the money more than I do, and I was able to transfer $100 to them. So that was just wonderful, wonderful. Let's see here. I'll just scroll up and reply to some of the comments. Stephen, thanks for the donation, but I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. Let's see now. I'll scroll down. Okay. Yes, Stephen says, you Europeans are so measured and calm. Yes. Yeah, I think if we're talking about people from Northern Europe, we are known for not showing emotions that much. So, but we think this is normal, and I have noticed that especially Americans are much more. I think it's much more accepted in America to show negative emotions like anger and so on. Cultural differences, I guess. um, let's see here. Yeah, I'll try to stay to the topic, but I do see your comments and questions about other stuff, and I am making a mental note of those. So I might get back to those in other videos on one of my other channels. So if you didn't know, this is my live streaming channel. I have my main channel, and I have an outdoors channel, and you'll find links to those in the video description under this live stream. So let's see here. Okay. So let's spend a few minutes and look forward a little bit, because at the moment we are seeing huge disruptions in the world economies. And now we are getting the problem with China on top of that. I believe that the problem in China is that a lot of people there are sick, basically. And people are saying that here comes the whole plague, and I'm doing this, plague with my fingers. Plague, yes, here comes the plague again. I don't know. It kind of looks that way. But what we do know is that this is disrupting the production, right? And we have foolishly made things so that most stuff is now being made in China. I think that was a mistake from the start, and something that happened because of laziness and greediness. Greediness? Greed. Yeah. Okay. I'll try to respond to the super chats. Okay. Jody, thanks for your donation. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. I will take a look here at the chat and try to reply to your other questions here, as long as they are on topic. I know it's difficult now. People are struggling, and a super chat is always nice, but of course you need to don't give me any money if you are struggling at all. Don't do that. So yeah, okay. Where was I? Lost my train of thought there. Yeah, let's look forwards. I wish I had a crystal ball, or maybe not. But I think there are too many systems broken now to go back to what used to be the normal. I don't think we will ever go back. And the new normal, that's a term that was used, and this is the new normal. Everything is more expensive, and that's how it's going to stay, except properties. If you're in the property market, you will have to stay within the property market and invest there. But if you want to get out of the property market, in at least here in Norway, the prices have gone down a little bit, and that's probably going to continue. That's okay if you're going to sell your house and buy another house. But if you're going to sell your house and take that money and go traveling or something, then it's not a good deal for you. So that's just one example of how many of these systems that make up the complete system that is the world, I guess, are disrupted, and many of them are broken. The energy crisis, in Europe. It's not only in Europe, it's going to affect the whole planet. And it doesn't matter what you believe in when it comes to climate change and things like that. It seems like that doesn't really drive decisions anymore when they burn coal to generate energy, and things like that. Starting those up again, it's crazy. I personally believe that it's not good for the environment to have coal burning to generate electric power or to heat people's houses. Call me crazy if you want to, but that's just me. That's what I think. Um, and this is, I don't think this is part of a big master plan where every single entity is following that plan. I don't think it's like that. There are certainly entities, and I'm talking about globalist organizations, that have a plan and they want everyone to follow that plan, and they have a vision for the future where everything is going to be like they want it to be. There certainly are those, but I don't think what we're seeing now is something that happened because of one big master plan. I don't think the world works in such a way. I think rather that things happen in a more organic way. And when it comes to, I'll give one example actually. Um, Again, the cocktail. It is obvious that the plan, and there was a plan, obviously, the plan was to get the cocktail in every single individual on the planet. That was the plan. Well, at least in the Western world, that was the plan. And they did not succeed. And they started seeing that they were not going to succeed because there were people like myself and people like many of you guys here in the chat who would rather live on the street and have everything taken away from us than getting that cocktail because of bodily integrity. And they saw that, and they saw that that group of people like us was actually too big. Yes, we are a minority, but still a minority that is powerful. We stood up against these people and we won. I define this as a victory. We won. Because now they have a control group, and they didn't want that, did they? These people, evil. Some people say they're evil. I don't know. I think maybe it's just that they are very greedy and they lack empathy. They didn't want a control group. They didn't want people like myself walking around. I haven't been, and I've said this before, I haven't been sick since the whole thing started except one time, and that was very typical the man flu. Yeah. I'll take all the jokes. You can write jokes about that. So yeah, that was what happened, and I was a couple of days, 3 days. I had a cold, a sniffle, and I felt sorry for myself, and then that was it. Um, but if you had asked me when I had that sniffle, I would have said, it's horrible. And my wife thinks it's funny, but yeah, that's just how it is. No, so they didn't want people like us walking around, living proof that you know um, you 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 didn't die. People who didn't have the cocktail did not die. They did not. didn't get sick and so on. They, it's they don't want that. Yeah, I feel that I'm a bit limited in the words that I can use. It's also a little bit complicated for me as a Norwegian to speak English while also staying away from certain words. Uh, yeah, Natu Kono says getting sick is a part of life. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and also I will say this. I will say this. This is just an anecdotal observation. I don't have the statistics because they don't want that those numbers to be out there, you know. But I must say that among the people I know, and those who have had the cocktail seem to be getting sick a lot more often. It's just an observation. I don't have the statistics, but it's just something that seems to it's for every day now it's becoming more and more obvious. It's something that other people have told me as well, it's something that we are observing. So I'll just leave it there. And let me say this, it gives me no pleasure to say that. It's not like I'm I'm pointing at those people. Ha ha! Now you are sick. Ha ha! No, no, of course not. It's that's that would be evil, you know. So okay, uh, yeah. Jason says not laughing, just observing. Yes, and it's like at this point, and I've said this before, and many other people are saying the same. I wish I had been wrong. I really wish I had been wrong. Then people could have laughed at me, which it had been a lot better than what we're seeing now with all these people getting sick and some people, well, lots of people actually dying. But sadly, that's not the case. We were right. And yeah, yeah. Christina says, I really wanted to be wrong. Yeah, exactly. Greg says, we all wish we were wrong. Independent Many United says, I still hope I'm wrong, but about where this is all going. Yeah. Okay. So the religion of gravity says, but what about the ones that gleefully told us that they got a cocktail because they knew we were against it? Surely we can have a wee laugh at them. Well, laugh if you want to, of course. But yes, I mean, I have less empathy when it comes to the people who try to convince other people to have the cocktail, if you know what I mean. And when it comes to people of authority, like people in government and companies telling their employees to get the cocktail, those people I hold responsible for this. Those people, I don't have much empathy with those people. In my mind, what they did is criminal. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. They did something wrong. they inflicted harm on other people, and they need to be sentenced for that. And maybe that will never happen, but that's my opinion. So let's see here. Yeah, lots of people are waking up. Anonymous, yes. There is a lot of regret, and also let's just be very clear on the fact that, you know, we shouldn't what's the word? Gloat. We shouldn't gloat. We shouldn't come from a place where we think we're better than other people who made a different choice. Shouldn't, because I had one guy here in the chat a couple of live streams ago, and he said that his wife was in hospital with cancer, and the hospital told him that if you want to visit, you will have to get the cocktail. So he got the cocktail, and yeah, you know, so let's just approach this from a place of empathy and decency. Jay, thanks for the donation. Yeah, okay. Thanks for the donation. That's very kind of you. And Gilded King under there. If I have noticed any strange behavior among the ones who got the cocktail, I don't have any statistics on that. So I will say that no, I can't say that I am noticing any difference. And also, I don't know if any given person had the cocktail or not. I don't know. But I have noticed that a lot of people seem to be making more mistakes in general, not life choices, but mistakes in the workplace, forgetting things, and so on. That's just an observation. Um, so let's see here. Yeah, Mark says we are still in the middle of this thing. I think so too. Denise, well, thanks for being you, Denise, and thank you for that awesome donation. Thanks a lot. Tom, under there, you are correct. That's well, yeah, to keep your job is criminal. I don't know. Some people don't have a choice, you know. Some people didn't have a choice. Some people had children to feed and they were desperate. So I don't like to judge other people who found themselves in situations like that. Um, you know what? I think that people who had the cocktail and who are now sick all the time, I think they have already connected the dots. And I think maybe it's difficult for them to admit it and say it. So, you know, and I don't need those people. I don't need to hear from those people that I don't need to hear anything from those people. It's again, you know, it's like, how should I put this? It's like I just I feel sorry for them, and I wish that they will get well, and I wish that, you know, I just wish them the best. So yeah. Okay. Yes, Enrico, yes, certainly. You're writing that it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. Yes. Mark, rapid aging. I haven't seen that. That's scary. That's that's scary. Um, yeah, Leonard Cohen has some. He was almost prophetic in some of his lyrics. I have some of his books as well, actually. I haven't read his books, but I do have them here. um, yeah. So yeah, I yeah. Okay. So this is an observation that you people, you guys, you guys and girls, you people. That sounds a little bit like you people. um, you are observing the aging. Hmm. Okay. Lutefisk will cure anything. Uh, yeah. So Tom says left my job as a fireman. Hmm. Yeah. Well, there are also all sorts of things happening here. Lots of stress, and people are getting older. It's like time. I'm getting older. Everyone's getting older. Um, and so there's that as well. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, well, when it comes to, yeah, I'll just reply to one thing here. There are lots of different strange things being written about Norway and things happening in Norway. And I will say this: it's uh, very often it's Fox News, okay, and they are not correct half of the time or most of the time. They're not correct when they write about Norway. There was this thing where a feminist was. It said in Fox News that a feminist might face charges of. Can I say these words even? Discriminating against people who define as. It's complicated, the whole thing. Define as a, having a being a different gender than the gender they were born, or something like that. But anyway, it's not true actually. They don't understand the legal system here. So, and then people get crazy, and you see YouTube videos about this. And I wish people, especially YouTubers and Fox News, and we're not even. I mean, they're not at CNN level of stupidity and ignorance, but they're getting there. And I wish they would do some research before they just cherry picked things from other parts of the world that fits their narrative. And I'm seeing quite a lot of that. So no, it's not true. It's not true. So yeah, okay. Yeah, but certainly we do have those people here with this stating their facts um, about gender, so on and so on. And yeah, I find the whole issue boring, to be honest with you. I find it stupid. And I think it's boring because it's so insanely stupid. And it's like I can't get myself to discuss matters as stupid as that. It's no, it's no, that's intellectually not something. No, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. So, um, okay. Thank you. Meltdown under. Totally agree with you. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. So I've gone a little bit off topic. I see a lot of other off topics, off topic topics, off topic topics appearing here in the chat. Let's just leave those for now. Um, and I think that will be it for now. Thanks for joining the live stream, and thanks for being part of this community. If you're not already a subscriber, please help this channel reach 100,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. And hit that subscribe button. And have a wonderful day. And as always, stay strong.